Hi, everybody. So exciting to be here with you virtually in the Metaverse at the Asian Metaverse Conference. I'm going to be talking to you about the Metaverse trends and real estate Metaverse use cases. Now, in order for us to understand what kind of potential real estate has in this industry, we really need to start with understanding what a Metaverse is, right? So the term is actually been around since 1992. In 2021, it became applied to this kind of new Web3 environment and became very popular. By 2022, at the same time, we're expecting to have over 1 billion users of mobile AR. And by 2024, there will be over 34 million VR headsets. Now, VR and AR users are looking for new experiences, and that's exactly what a metaverse is. It is a constellation of visual, auditory, and probably sensory experiences that are somewhere in between gaming and social media, right? And of course, with this new Web3 type of environment, you can utilize this sort of experience. Brands and companies can utilize this sort of experience to sell products and services, and so we're entering kind of a new era from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, where apps, traditional social media apps are replaced with Web3 apps. And with that comes the power of the user to create their own experiences, to buy them, to sell them, to rent them, and so on, right? So when we're talking about property, while it has this kind of connection to real world property, because, just in general, property is a place that houses an experience, right? So that's kind of the metaverse Web3 equivalent. But you can also look at it more from a perspective of Web2, where an equivalent of that experience was a Facebook wall, right? Or ads on the side, or kind of a way to monetize these experiences. So we're moving from that, where you had ads, which is actually kind of a reminiscent of Web 1.0, right? Is having ads in the search engine and so on. You have apps as a part of your social media experiences. So now you have them embedded in your Web 3.0 in a way that's non-intrusive and, sometimes even interactive, right? You don't have to necessarily sell things that are remote, take users out of their ecosystem to another place. You can just basically sell within the metaverse experience, right? Which was kind of done with Facebook stores, for example. But you kind of can see the evolution and what this world is really, starting to take shape and what is going to look like, right? So let's see. Metaverse, there are so many corporations entering this space, and you can, read the names in this table. Very, very big companies that are moving in, and that is where the audience will start to gather, and that's when everything and the type of experiences and this real estate that we're talking about in the metaverse is going to become more valuable. Is when more users are going there, right? Without users, remember that, without users, the value of that property is not going to increase. And is this sort of a market that's booming right now. Buying infrastructure within different metaverses, it's dependent on kind of this faith that there will be users using these experiences in the future, right? And it's true about everything. Now, if there is a parallel to regular property, right? So obviously property in big cities is more expensive because there's more demand for it. And then there's also differences because property that's even in a remote area, rural area, or, in a country where, let's say the economy flopped, we'll still have some value, right? The value will decrease, we will still have some value. The metaverse is completely dependent upon these new users being satisfied with their user experiences. So it's important to remember that. Now, metaverse in general has created opportunities for investors to earn money. So number one is by buying, selling, and leasing meta property, right? So other types of experiences include, again, within the property, you sell goods and you advertise, right? It's strictly, advertising on your property or leasing property to advertise and sell, right? You can sell educational content. So I've seen like Black History Month experiences, and you can, in some museums, opened up experiences in the metaverse, right? So, and of course, events, right? So we'll go through some events just for fun. And again, you need to create space to hold an event, and there's companies that specialize in designing these spaces, right? And of course, there are native metaverse coins like Mana for Decentraland, right? So now this is going to be a big market. Metaverse market is very big. I don't know if there are any research papers put together about the value of the property operations in the metaverse, but it's really, like, as I mentioned, the lines are blurred between property and kind of digital space, right, in the metaverse land. So this market is expected to reach almost $1 trillion within the next 2-3 years, through kind of increase in crypto, for example, Mana, right? Real estate is digital land. Everybody's trying to buy infrastructure, which is by definition finite, right? So within each metaverse. So that actually is a pretty cool idea, that if that place becomes really, really popular, then this finite nature of land in the metaverse will cause the prices to go up, right? Now, stocks, right? Some of these companies are going public. And of course, the whole market for avatars and accessories, which are sold through NFTs, and just in general, the NFTs that are sold in the metaverse, different products that are sold in the metaverse will contribute to this economy, right? And just as an example, Star Atlas is a really interesting up and coming game in the metaverse. And well, actually, it was around even before. So they just created this new metaverse experience. So this is a good example because, there was a game, kind of a walkthrough game, really, really interesting. And now by adding metaverse aspect to gaming, they can add augmented reality, they can add collaborations with musicians, right? So this is all about kind of experience that expands behind the game more into the social and e-commerce and commerce land, right? So of course they want to incentivize you with different rewards, and they want to, they want you to own different paraphernalia, right? So this is really cool, kind of like shows what they are giving. Now they are technically, they're selling again spaces within the metaverse to different brands, right, within their own metaverse. So games are like a great, really, really great example of an industry that fits very well with the metaverse, right, and actually can capitalize on the real estate within the metaverse. So NFTs, of course, are the backbone of this economy, right? So this is how you monetize, right? You sell NFTs within the metaverse. And Republic Realm, it's now called Every Realm, actually. Back then it was called Republic Realm, it was part of Republic. So they bought a parcel of land in Decentraland for almost $1 million. I think they spent much more at the end of the day. And so now they are using that land to develop different experiences with partners. And I did a walkthrough with Kostas Kitikidis, who's the co-founder of Every Realm, and it was actually very interesting. I will show you a few bits from there, right? I will show you a few bits from there in a little bit to get some more understanding of what real estate looks like in the metaverse, right? So events are a huge part, right? That's how you use real estate. That's just one of the obvious ways, because nobody's going to come and sleep at a metaverse hotel, right? So we have a lot of clients. So Solid Block, my company, we tokenize real estate and ownership and use as well. So real estate use comes in the forms of NFTs, and our hospitality clients are leveraging their experiences in the metaverse. So nobody will come and sleep at a hotel in the metaverse likely, but what they could do in the metaverse is throw events, right? Throw social events at their virtual bar, or throw concerts and collaboration with brands and other things that could be on premise at the same time as virtual. So there actually have been some trials of these mixed events. There's actually been some really, really big metaverse events, and we'll talk about that later. So a good example of an NFT and monetization is basically this private party pass, which is a VIP pass for Snoop Dogg's residence in Sandbox, and you can buy it on OpenSea. And when you walk through OpenSea, you can actually enter only if you have the NFT pass. So NFT is basically a key that opens doors in the metaverse, right? So as far as marketing in the metaverse, property owners can rent their ad space, right? So if they have a successful experience, or if their property is visible, right? Because you can see it on the map. You can see that there's something out there on the map is listed there, and so if users visit, they can see the brand. So it's a good branding exercise. Gaming companies, of course, can include ad-based Easter eggs in the games. And in this metaverse experiences, Easter egg is basically kind of, an embedded experience. And companies are able to target users in the metaverse, right? So Roblox is a really good example, because they're really pioneering this space, right? So they're selling Gucci bag. Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a virtual bag, right? And really, does it matter? In fact, the virtual bag probably is better preserved than the physical, right? So Lil Nas had a concert. Travis Scott had a concert, and that was actually before the concert where there was a big stampede, and 5 people were killed and 5,000 were injured. So in the one big advantage of the metaverse is there's no stampedes there. But I do want to show you kind of the experience and how cool it looked. Like, really, check it out. Now, if you can imagine, this is a much, much, much more different experience than you would have at a real concert, right? I mean, obviously, real concerts are pretty cool, and there's nothing you can compare, the experience of being at a concert. But we're comparing to watching a concert on TV, right? So watching concerts on TV is subpar, right? And in many ways, it doesn't, you see maximum, some singing and some dancing, but you don't feel anything necessarily special, right? When you are immersed in this type of experience, you don't actually have to see the real star, right? You make it as creative as you want, right? So this is basically what we are expecting, from the metaverse, something that's exciting, right? Something that takes us from the real verse and puts us in an environment where everything can be exciting and amazing, right? And you can own a piece of it in Web3. You can own a lot of it. You can even maybe buy a special outfit that he wore, or maybe you can make him wear an outfit that you bought with your logo on it. So imagine how Web3 is kind of merging the possibilities of creation, ownership, and investment, right? So education in the metaverse, right? This is one of the areas which is expected to be really well developed, right? Because educational experience definitely needs to be improved. So imagine the universities that have endowment funds. What are they investing in, right? So recently, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, we were all amazed that they were now allowing for crypto investments. So I'm assuming they'll be doing a lot of metaverse investments as well. So a lot of potential here for startups. As the last piece of this presentation, I want to show you kind of a walkthrough that we did. And this is Costas in my webinar. I think it's called the Harajuku District by Every Realm. You can see Onyx by JP Morgan. So this is actually a shop where JP Morgan opened to kind of promote its brand and its consulting business. You know, that's really interesting. And quite a few brands did this actually. So PricewaterhouseCoopers has actually opened the shop to do consulting in the metaverse. And so this is a clothing store, right? So we're looking to buy a jacket here. And, you know, you can, unfortunately, these jackets are not available in the real world because they're amazing, right? So they're only virtual. Because I would totally buy that, right? So I hope that they do open that in the real world. So, and absolutely, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous dress, right? So, and you can see that that this is a virtual item, boots and all of that stuff, right? So, what else? We're going to, like, this obviously is an ad space, right? So you can lease real estate, you can buy real estate. This was a map, right? So you can actually see what. Actually, let me try to show you another space with a map. This is the Onyx by JP Morgan. So upstairs they have like their consulting practice, right? So that you kind of go and you can watch the videos, and sometimes you have museums where you can buy some NFTs, right? So this is another spot, and I want to show you the map first and foremost. So this is a whole kind of piece of land that they bought with Every Realm, but you can see like all of these different experiences, like Crypto Valley Art Gallery and so on, and you can teleport anywhere. So the price of the real estate really is very, very speculative because, you know, I've seen some advice, I've heard some advice to buy next to the road, for example, or buy next to another famous area. You know, this is very, very speculative still, right? Now, this is actually Sandbox. So before we saw Decentraland, this is Sandbox, and it looks, you can see it looks very different than its experience, right? And I think at a certain point we go by Snoop Dogg's party, and it's asking us for an NFT, which we don't have at that point, right? Because we have to buy it first. And so that's like instant monetization, right? So I think this is a gallery with images that you can buy as an NFT. Let's see where, yeah, this is the Snoop Dogg mansion, right? So, and we're asking to come in, we were asking to come in, and then it tells us basically the Snoop Dogg is, let's see, Snoopverse is only one, yeah. So the games, play my games, get custom NFTs, and dance yourself crazy in my private live shows. Not really for me to say, but I'm the biggest, yeah. Okay, so basically, yeah. So that he has a whole set of experiences there, right? At his venue. So it's really experience driven. But you can see also like these guys over here, they're kind of coming up to you and telling you about like go to my party and stuff like that. So almost like in the real world, right? Anyhow, so these are different Sandbox plots that you can buy, and it shows where you can buy them and what you can, you know, what you need to pay for them, right? That's on OpenSea. OpenSea has a Sandbox section, and yeah, so stay tuned for more real estate updates because this industry is just, you know, developing at a crazy pace. I appreciate everybody's attention today and hope to meet you in the metaverse soon and talk real estate. Thank you.